Hey folks, are you usually stuck wondering about a rule or if you could do something in your game and just not really sure, so you have to go ask someone else? Well, you don't have to. I'll explain next. Hey folks, Evil DM here. Hey YouTube, how you doing? I am the Evil DM. This is my channel. I'm probably going to rebrand this sage advice to just maybe the Evil DM Speaks. I'm not sure at the moment, but in the future you may see something a little bit slightly different, which will allow me to talk about different subjects other than just this. But, topic at hand here. You're having a problem with your game and you're not sure about it. Maybe you're arguing with some people in your group and you're the DM and you're not positive you can have a character that has wings or a character that is able to morph himself into something else. Maybe he can shape change once a day or twice a day every time after a rest. Maybe that character is able to shoot laser beams out of his hand or has a friggin' laser beam on his friggin' forehead like a shark. Dr. Evil. And you're just not sure. And your group's like, well, you can't do that according to the rules. Well, you know what? As the DM, it's your world, it's your rules, it's your story. So the answer to any question that I've seen almost all the time on Twitter, unless it's way broken, and you can tell when those things are just outrageous, but your way of fun is your way of fun. So if you like that, then you do it. But the answer to most of these questions that I see on Twitter is yes. You don't need to seek out approval of someone else to do something in your game. You want to do it, you do it. Write it down. See how it works in your group. The only way you're going to learn if something works or doesn't work is if you experience it yourself. You can't go for shortcuts and ask other people. Sure, you can ask other people for advice how to handle it. How would you handle it in your world? Would you allow it? Take it from there and move forward. But don't just be like, hey, Jeremy Crawford, I wonder if you could do this in your world. If a vampire bites the butt of another vampire, does he become a butt-vire? I mean, yes, he does. The guy has a patience of a saint. Because some of the questions I've seen thrown at him would make me dive out of a window across my room here, because that's how silly some of the questions are. And they say no question is dumb. No, no question is dumb. People are learning, but sometimes you have to learn to do it yourself. Whatever's fun with your group is fun for you. You don't need the approval of others. Like I always say, it's your world, and it's your rules, and it's your story. If you want your world not to have a certain class in it or a certain race in it, that's fine. Because it's your story. Maybe it doesn't fit into this world. Maybe you have a low magic world, or a low fantasy world as they call it. I call it low magic. But low fantasy world, where magic users, I had a campaign, for example, a long time ago, I think it was around the 3 era, that I was copying the TV show Merlin. Remember that TV show on BBC, Merlin? How magic was pretty much outlawed, and if people had magic, it was kept under wraps. It was hidden from Uther and King Arthur. So characters wanted to play magic users. I was like, absolutely, you could play a wizard, you could play a magic, you could play a sorcerer, but just want to let you know, anytime you use that magic out in public, you're probably going to get arrested. You're probably going to be killed on sight. So yeah, I deterred them from playing a certain class because I didn't think it fit in the world we were playing. And the simple solution to people sitting out there, well, you can't tell me what to play, is then you run the game. Right? What? Oh, okay, you're not running the game. Got it. See, that's the problem. People like to complain, but when they do complain and the person turns it around and says, okay, sure, absolutely, here are the books, then you run the game. They don't want to run the game. They want to run the game their way. No. The DM is a player in the game too. While people say this is a collaborative story effort going on here, yeah, it is, but it's the DM's world that the players are playing the characters in, so they have to play a part in that world. Yeah, granted, without those players, there is no world, and it's just a DM writing a fictional book by himself, talking to himself in the corner, rolling dice. Not fun. Never tried it, but I'm sure it's not. Again, this is the house rules that every DM makes up when they do this. Sometimes they don't want certain things done a certain way because they just don't like the results of it. Maybe they know their players and they realize if they do this and allow that, then it goes off the rails this way, and it makes it more difficult for the DM, because the DM has to have fun too. So best to just sit down after you write up all your house rules, present it to your group, and say, hey, this is what it is, this is my story. Chances are, if you have a really cool group, they'll just be like, yeah, that's cool. Like in my 5e world, I only have a certain amount of races. I gave a whole bunch of other races, optional races, but in a standard core bunch of races. And some players will, well, can I play this race? And I was like, unfortunately, no, that's not in the world. But if you really do want to play that, we can make up some backstory of how you are one of the last kind of your race. And then they didn't really like that, so they didn't want to play it. They chose something else, a different thing. And yeah, I do this purposely because I want certain things in my game, and I don't want certain things in my game, and I don't want min-maxing and power gaming in my game. Sorry, I don't like that. It's not my fun. If it's your fun, great. Enjoy it. I just don't like it in my game. I'm allowed my opinion, just like you're allowed your opinion. So, with that said, what do you do with your world? Do you believe in your world, your rules, your story? Or do you just go with anything that happens and be like, screw it? Don't forget to hit a like and comment below. Hit subscribe if you haven't. And if you have, make sure to hit the bell icon so you know when my next video comes out. Good night, everybody.